What's up, guys? I'm going to try a little exercise now. I've got a game here which is, how do we say it, completely bonkers. It's insane. And as soon as I played it, I think it was like first thing this morning, I sent myself a note saying, got to review this game because it's just bizarre. It's terrible. We both play badly. But it's 5-minute blitz, and that's what you get, right? So I'm practicing playing badly at the moment if I'm playing a bunch of 5-minute blitz. And I know that I need to shake that off. And it's time. I feel kind of ready to start playing longer time formats, and I think I'm going to do that today in preparation for my first over-the-board game next week. So what I thought we would do with this game is to go through it first. Now, I've run the report on it, and I know that I make 2 blunders in the game, but I haven't looked at the details, right? And the point here is that what we're trying to do is we're trying to improve the way that we play. And improving the way that you play happens at the edges, the limits of your range of ability, right? If you just keep playing the same stuff over and over and over again, you might improve extremely slowly. But you need to spend time at your limits, stretching your limits in order to push your limits further and become better, right? Then your range goes from small to large. So I'm going to take this absolute piece of crap game. We're going to work through it. We're going to try and identify, well, where are my 2 blunders, okay? And then try and say, okay, well, let's find better moves. Okay, simple as that. Find better moves. I played bad moves. I played some decent moves, I'm sure. My opponent played some bad moves, so I need to capitalize on his bad moves, and I need to eradicate my own bad moves. So what we're going to try and do is simply go through the game. You can do this with any game. You can do this with your own games. You can do this with other players' games. You can do this with Grandmasters' games. Try and understand the strengths and the weaknesses of each move and try and improve on it. Okay, so we have e4, e5, and we have a Vienna. Now, I decided to play my Mad Fred move. Now, the computer absolutely hates this move. But f5, and it's like I'm getting in the Vienna Gambit before my opponent gets in the Vienna Gambit. Okay, and I actually don't do too badly in this line. It's a bit weird. Okay, so he accepts, and now it feels like I'm in very familiar territory, you know. I mean, normally I'm used to this knight being out, and normally I'm used to this bishop being out here or here, which would be, you know, if this knight was here, this knight was back, the bishop's here, this is the Rousseau Gambit accepted, right? If the bishop was here, then it would be the Janish Gambit accepted, for example, okay? If we had 2 more knights on the board, this would be the Winnower accepted, right? So I'm in relatively familiar territory. Anyway, so d5 is defended by my queen. This pawn is currently unattacked, so grab the center. Now he comes out with the aggressive queen h5. And so, I mean, was that a mistake? Was that a mistake? I've done this. I know that the e pawn moved, which means the queen can get to there, and I've got no Freddy. So I'm thinking that knight f6 was a better move there. So I should probably have played knight f6 first, because it's not like this even comes with tempo, but even if it did, check beats tempo. It's like rock, paper, scissors, you know? Anyway, so I think knight f6 was the move there. And now there's, 3 moves. I can move my king, or I can push g6. So in the game, I push g6, and I know this pattern, but it's blitz, so I'm playing like an idiot, right? I push g6, which allows takes, and I can't recapture because queen takes rook, yeah? I suspect king e7 was probably a better move, but we'll find out. g6 takes. Now, I know that there's a pattern here. I can go here and attack the piece that would check. So pawn takes or pawn pushes comes with a discovered check by the queen, okay? So I play knight f6. He pushes anyway, which is correct. I take the queen and he gets a queen back. So I'm now down a rook and a pawn. However, my opponent has his queen stuck in the middle of the board. He's attacking this, which is defended, but he's also attacking this, which is not defended. So I block with the knight, first of all. So I think this looks like a decent move. It defends this pawn. It defends this pawn a second time, and it blocks the attack on this pawn. So I think that was a very decent move. Opponent plays bishop e2. And now what do I have to do? Now I have to take advantage of the fact that this queen actually can't move. This queen is trapped. She can't go there because knight would take. Can't take knight because queen takes. Can't go there because it's covered by the bishop. Can't go there because it's covered by the knight. Okay. Queen has no squares. So what I have to do now is activate, 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 and get everything moving. So I play bishop f5, looking at this undefended pawn here, which is it's developing. It's also protecting this pawn. Now I've only played 26 seconds so far. Pawn comes up and I grab the pawn, and I'm still defending this guy from down here. Knight comes out, now attacking this pawn here, which is not defended, so something must be done. Knight c6, developing move, makes a lot of sense. Now, would knight d7 have been better there? Knight d7 pairs these knights up. Still defends the pawn. It might have been better. I can't really see why. I'm also now threatening kind of e4 with tempo. And of course, where's this king going to castle now? He can't castle there because he'd be moving through check. And if he castles here, he's way out in the open. So he does castle short. And now I grab this free pawn because it's free. Okay, notice my king hasn't moved, so I could still potentially castle, I believe. Right, now opponent kicks the knight, and now I could, I guess, come straight back. Knight f6, yep, come straight back. Still doing this job of second defender on there, etc., and preventing the queen from attacking that. Yeah, so he couldn't have captured there before because it's still actually defended by two knights. Okay, so knight comes here, now he comes down and attacks my knight. So I guess if my knight had come to d7, I would have had the option of c6 as a defense against that bishop, but hey-ho. Now queen d6. Queen d6 still defends this knight, right? That was the queen's job. Still defends this pawn. Now defends both of these pawns, defends this, really ties the whole room together. Now he pushes a pawn, kind of trying to trap my bishop in, I guess. I guess if I kick this bishop, it can't go there and it can't stay there, so it would have to retreat, and then surely I would grab that pawn. That looks good. I don't do that, I castle. Yeah, I wonder if that would have been better, but you know, now at least I've kind of completed development. I haven't connected my rooks because I lost one along the way. Don't know if that was my blunder. Bishop out here now. And the first thing that jumps to mind is, I guess, hang on, could I move this bishop? Would that win the queen? If I moved this, queen can't go there because bishop takes. Can't, oh no, queen can take knight. This is the issue now, we have two attackers on this knight. Two attackers on the knight, and had, I guess bishop e7 would prevent all that. And I miss it completely. I think that was a blunder. Right? How long did I take over that move? 11 seconds. This, I think, double defends the knight, attacks the queen. Queen can go here, though. Okay, so I do this. He takes. I take with queen. And now surely he can just win this, because it's only defended by the queen. He does. He wins the piece. But now bishop e7 comes to the discovery against the queen. But also the defender of this pawn is gone. Okay, so I play bishop e7. Now I have two attackers on this bishop. So he can get a pawn for his trouble, but that doesn't really help him because he's clearing this pawn out of the way on the side of the board where his king is. So, oh, what? Okay, and he drops his queen. Wow. So was this this isn't a blunder because it's a discovery with a double attack and a discovered attack. So I think that's his blunder. And now he's actually, he's still +1 in material, right? Because I've got a queen, a rook, and a minor piece. He's got 2 rooks, 2 knights, and a bishop. However, his king is out in the open. So he now comes in and attacks my queen. I guess queen here would fork both of these pieces, and his knight can't go there to defend the bishop, or there to defend the bishop. I think that's the move I play. It is. He attacks my bishop. Well, I could just grab one of these, and if he takes my bishop, I just grab the other one, so I win a piece. Well, I throw in a check, an in-between check. King moves. Okay. Queen takes, knight comes to check. That's the move. Yes, okay. Now he's in check again. What options does he have? There's nothing that can block. He has to go back into the corner. Oh, yeah, f4. Right. See how I'm just scanning the board. It's almost like my analysis is in blitz mode as well. But now I get the bishop. Okay, so now we're +4. Now he takes my bishop. And I'm now +1. So it's not an overwhelming advantage. I've got 5 pawns, he's got 5 pawns. His are even more scattered than mine. He's got 4 different pawn islands. I've got a 4 and a 1. Best move here, possibly pin the pawns, something like queen there. Okay, right, so here I'm threatening check. They're forcing into the corner, and that wouldn't be mate because rook blocks. Okay, he grabs a free pawn. I come in here with check. He goes into the corner. Now that is a free pawn, but then rook h2 blocks it. Oh, but no, then I win that. Yeah, so there's only one legal move here. He has to do that. I win that, and it's checkmate. Okay, so that was our that was my kind of brief analysis. My opponent here is crushing me for the entire game. There are my 2 blunders in the middle, and then he completely screws it up himself. Now we use the computer. I think the ease of just hitting game review or whatever that we have in the present day is making us lazy. That's my suspicion. Okay, so this is a mistake, yes, which I know, and that's okay because discovered attack on the pawn, but a better move, knight f6. Yes, okay. So we realised that, we analysed that, but the point is, I didn't, let the machine spoon feed me that idea. I worked it out for myself, and you can do this with any game. It doesn't matter what the quality of the game is. Okay, so I do this, not very good. Queen there. Is king e7 better? Yes. Well, g6 is a mistake. Better move is king e7. All right. So we've gone from, that would be quite losing to very losing indeed. So the point is that, having done my original session, I've gone back and I've worked on the muscle groups or whatever that I missed, and king e7 would have been a better move indeed. So I'm quite proud of that. Best, inaccuracy. Inaccuracy. So I kind of snatched at this pattern I thought I knew. So from here, what would have been better? Now this is the point, right, to find out. I guess, could I have done that? But then pawn pushes no. What on earth would be better here? How about that? Then he takes there with check. No, tell me the best move. Okay, bishop here. Wow, I'm already 7 down here. Bishop there would have been just 5 down. Because he still takes with check. Right, he takes with check. Then I have to move. Because there's no way of blocking. Probably move here. But then the queen can take this. I mean, it's horrible. It's a horrible situation, and it all comes from that first mistake. All comes from throwing the pawn up into the centre and I didn't even consider the queen h5 check thing. And this is how games can just fall apart on you. Okay, so the line here would have gone king f8. Ah, right. Not the end of the world. Okay, but anyway. So he takes on g7. I take the queen as the best move. That is best. And knight back here is best. Okay. You know, quite honestly, this is the thing about chess. You know, you can play a whole string of best moves, but if you've completely blundered your way into a ridiculous situation already, playing the best moves can only, you know, even if you play brilliantly, sometimes all it can do is stave off execution. I just got lucky in this game. Excellent move. Right, I'm happy about that. Excellent. That's good. But there's a better move. And here's the point. I'm not going to say, oh, go on, Stockfish, tell me the better move. There was a better move here. Guess I could just drop back and try and close the net on the queen. Developing the knight also makes sense. This bishop's pinned, so it can't move. Is he threatening this? Or is taking the pawn somehow better? Take the pawn, bishop takes, knight takes, that drops this pawn. Counter-attack the knight? No, I can't see it. Hang on. Better move here. Take with a knight. Why? I guess I'm kind of threatening queen here. It's only slightly better though. It's only oh look, the bishop defends his pawn as well. I didn't realise that. No, I don't get that. And sometimes you just don't get it. Okay, he brings his knight out. Excellent move. There was a better one. Was it knight d7? No, pushing in the centre and hitting his knight. Okay. But still excellent. Excellent is good enough for me. That's excellent. Interesting. Now I grab the pawn. It likes that. h3 is good. Now I come back. Excellent again. Now only 7 down. And this is inaccurate. Good. That was good, but not best. There's a better move. Kick. What's the better move and why? Kick. I've got quite a few options. No. Alright, better move here. That's interesting. So let the pawn defend the knight. Queen defends this a second time. That looks quite unnatural to me. And it's, you know, again, it's not a 1 point difference, so I'm not going to lose sleep. And this is a blunder. Should have traded pieces. And now we're actually equal. So now I can castle. And I do, which is a great move. And now we're just about equal. Bizarrely, I'm down 4. I'm down a rook for a pawn. And it has us in an almost equal situation. Look at that. So I think here it's saying that he should have just grabbed the knight, right? Yeah. And he's still winning. Wow. This makes that much difference. Look, that missed opportunity. Allowing me to castle. Get to safety, but more importantly, there's this discovery idea as well. Okay, bishop here is great. And that's a blunder. There's only one clear best move. Surely it's this. Surely it's bishop e7. Yes. And that is equalising. Now I didn't play it there. I played this. He takes, which is now a mistake. And queen takes is a blunder because of this overwhelm on here. Now he should have just taken the stuff, right? So I should have now even then still played that. You can see the difference that apparently small moves can make. Okay, now he takes that, that's inaccurate because that's best, and that's his blunder, and that pretty much loses from that point on. So these are my two blunders. Interestingly, the first one, so this is a blunder that I should have gone straight for the most pressing move and say, okay, I see you're attacking my knight, I'm going to up the danger levels, I'm going to attack your queen. Bishop e7, and if we'd done that, yeah, I mean, that's nice. That's a nice position to be in. I just didn't work it out. Okay, so we're going to leave that one there. The point is, guys, the point isn't what we learned from this game. The point is that all of us, you know, just playing chess over and over and over again, you will improve slowly, right? More importantly is to do two things. Identify where your edge is. Where is the edge, right? The borderline, the borderland between what you know and where you screw up, right? You know, what you can do and where you fail. It's the line between success and failure. Where is that line, okay? And then to say, okay, how can we push that line? In other words, how can I find a better bloody move in this situation? And every game will give you opportunities to analyze that if you go back and do it, so that you see a new idea, so that you see new patterns that aren't familiar and aren't automatic, right, in your brain. And that's how you improve, by adding new ideas and new patterns, new thought processes, new realizations. And this game, you know, crap game. But that's not the point. It's still littered with new things that weren't obvious to me, but now that I've realized. Okay, and that's the path to growth. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take a longer game, and I'm going to try and apply that thinking during the game instead of after it. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. See you later.